Hello neighbors, it's Brad here at eTrailer, and today we're taking a look at installing the Tekonsha T1 trailer wiring harness, and this is going to be a custom fit for your 2023 Hyundai Tucson. Now, custom fit means that it's going to have a factory style plug that's going to tie into your factory tow package plug that you're going to have underneath your vehicle. So it is important, double check underneath the driver's side. There should be some blue electrical tape that goes to a plug with a dummy cover. If you have that, you're in luck. That's the factory tow package, and it makes this a super easy installation. Adding 4-pole trailer wiring to a hitch is a good addition because if you ever hook up to a trailer, you're going to need wiring to keep yourself safe. That way you can transmit your light sequence to the tail of the trailer, letting people know what you're intending to do. So that's going to be your running lights, your turn signals, and brake lights. And this is a really easy way to do it because, as I mentioned, it just plugs in directly to the OEM plug. They give you the zip ties included as well as the mounting hardware for your module to plug directly in, and this can definitely be done in about 10 minutes. So this is definitely one of the easier ones that I've done, and it's also going to prevent any backfeed from the trailer. So if you have faulty wiring and it sends a shock through here, that module is going to stop it from causing damage to your vehicle, so you have that peace of mind. And overall, Tekonsha wiring is some of the best that I deal with on a regular basis, and I've never really had any issues with it, and this one's no different. So with that being said, let's take a look at that installation so you can get your trailer wiring installed on your Tucson. To get our 4-pole wiring installed is going to be pretty easy on our Tucson. We're going to start on our driver's side. Underneath here, there's going to be a pocket, and you're going to be looking for a wire with a dummy cap on it. So you can see the blue tape here, pretty easy to find. And this is just kind of, it's got a plastic little pin that goes into the frame rail. So to make this a little bit easier to show you all, I'm going to just pry this out real quick. And it's got this cap here. This is just to protect it, so that's kind of a nice little feature that Hyundai puts on there to keep it clean. And it's going to make it really easy to plug in our OEM style from our new wiring harness. So just snap that in place. And before we mount any of our module up or zip tie any of our wires, I want to route over my 4-pole to where we're going to have it mounted up. Now we're going to be just using our safety chain loop to kind of clip this on here, and that's pretty normal. You just loop it around and this will hold it in place. If you want to pick up a bracket, we have those available here at eTrailer. And with this one, I would also recommend getting an extended long bracket. And that way you can get that 4-pole mounted up nice and solid. But if not, again, using the safety chain loop is pretty easy. So I've gone ahead and I ran my 4-pole here to our safety chain loop, and just going to use the hitch as a safe passageway to run this back over. So I zip tied it up and then just kind of tucked it up in between. There's some bumper supports for the fascia, just kind of routed that up there and zip tied it up as well, and then it comes back over here. So here we have the extra wire loom, our module, and the excess of the 4-pole wiring. And there's a few different ways to mount this up. The main thing that I'd recommend is having this portion face up. That way water doesn't pool in here. Now granted, it is filled, so you shouldn't have to worry too much, but just to be a little bit safer, we're going to mount it something like this. Now you have double-sided tape included with this that you can clean off a nice clean spot, and this should hold it up. There's also a spot that you can use, and it comes with the self-tapping screw, so you can really drill that into anywhere that you find safe. Just make sure there's nothing, or wherever you're drilling into, you're not going to make contact with anything. And just took the excess and again zip tied it up using the factory wire loom here, and it's pretty solid. This is kind of facing out to where water's not going to collect, and just went ahead and cut our zip ties, make it look clean. And this one still needs to be trimmed, but we'll go ahead and test this out to make sure that it's working. That way we're not just hooking it up to a trailer and expecting it to work. We do need to test it before hitting the road. So we'll go ahead and test to make sure the wiring's working. We're using a 4-pole tester, and that way we can visually see it. You can do this at home by hooking it up to your trailer and checking the lights. We're going to start with our running lights. Next, our left turn signal, right turn signal, and then finally our brakes. So now that we've tested it and it works, all that's left to do, get your ball mount in place, hook up to your trailer, and hit the road. And that's really going to do it for the installation of our Tekonsha T1 trailer wiring harness on a 2023 Hyundai Tucson.